Citizens podcast that we're doing here, simulcasting with you, Zach, and Community Pay It Forward, and the PAC channel, and the 22-hour podcast show is it's born out of the devotion from a man in Chicago. And Norland Dimmitt spent decades of his life cre- creating beloved communities and attached himself to the Compassionate Citizens Project, which evolves out of the faith community in response to concern from faith communities about the United States politics and the divisiveness and so forth. And so for sure, the business of our veterans is politicized. We know that to be true. It actually helped George H.W. Bush become elected because the electors saw him making a commitment to the military and to veterans. And actually, the Americans with Disabilities Act was made possible from our military and our veterans because George H.W. Bush, as president, had many, many messages that if you dig through his history as president, you'll catch him many times appealing to our fellow Americans to know, I guess, first of all, that as George H.W. Bush, he has been committed to our veterans all along, and that was a pillar element of his presidency, and for sure a signature moment when he signed the Americans with Disabilities Act into law. And so even though there's a whole military program, a veterans administration, and funding on the veterans side, the Americans with Disabilities Act expanded what injured and wounded veterans were able to experience just because they're a citizen of the United States of America. And so we have Adam Voisin trying to do a Zoom call. So let's try to flip the script on Adam Voisin here. I'm going to click my invite thing and I'm going to see if he'll come in. Let's make sure he knows he's coming into podcast. We're going to do a little candid podcasting with Adam Voisin. So the Compassionate Citizens podcast was born from Dr. Anna Maria Bliven, who wasn't a doctor at that point, but now she is. So we'll tell the story that way. Here comes Adam Voisin connecting his audio. Captain Adam actually is the person who got me involved in all this stuff, Zach. So Adam, you are live on podcasting with the PAC 22-hour podcast, the Compassionate Citizens podcast. I know you're trying to give me a Zoom call, Adam, but I'm in live show programming.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what room you were in because you don't have access to Prosperity Pathways. So it's like, what room are you in? Okay, I forgot that this was on. Marcus's account. I forgot about that.
That's all right. That's what we're here for. Teamwork makes the dream work. And our dream is that veteran suicide drops to zero. So here at the Compassionate Citizens podcast, our proposition is collective impact. So what do we mean by collective impact? It's a concept born out of our government agency work, delivering services as government staff that when you work for a government office, you're very limited in what you can do because your job, your paycheck is funded for a very specific reason, and you're responsible to the legislature, the administrative branch, and to the voters to carry out things exactly that way. And sometimes, especially when you're in social services, the work is a lot more broad stroke than what's funded. So the collective impact model is something to say it's great when government can work with the business community. And then when you create these community initiatives, then you're able to reach out to the faith community, people from churches and whatever join the meetings. And then you're able to reach out to the volunteer community, Lions, Kiwanis, Rotary, Optimist Club. For what we're talking about today, it can be VFWs and American Legions, and on and on like that. So as I come into today as the Compassionate Citizens podcast, simulcasting with the 22-hour podcast for responding to veteran suicide, I propose collective impact to say, how are we doing today, bringing aboard faith communities around the world? How are we doing getting the international volunteer communities, like I was saying, Lions, Kiwanis, Rotary, Optimist Clubs, name your favorite worldwide service organization. And I'm sure there's a way, even within their mission, that there's some intersection that their worldwide community has over onto the veteran side, where the members of any of these volunteer communities certainly could be a pathway that people around the world can additionally have incremental support and action to help this issue. And the idea is to be there, to show up. The largest healthcare crisis known to humankind, the biggest pandemic, is social isolation. Social isolation is humankind's biggest humanitarian crisis. And so basically that's where this comes in, is that it's because veterans are left alone and left to the dark place. These are issues and disease and so forth that sets in that, another person is pretty crucial. We were just with the Happy Neighborhood Project, up until, what was that, a half hour ago? Within a half hour ago, we were still finishing up with the Happy Neighborhood Project, HMP supporting veterans. We had Matt Roseman showing some resources that are there from his research. So he is a person just hearing about the event, and I offered that he play a role. He did a little homework. He did a little work. What would it be if every person on earth, 7.8 billion people, if everybody did a little bit like Matt Roseman did, and just do your homework and be ready, the state of readiness, prepare. And, and in this field of suicide ideation, the little bit that I picked up on being at apparently the right meetings, I learned a guide point of QPR, question, persuade, refer. So the idea is when you approach somebody in suicide ideation and you're feeling that in your gut, like, oh my goodness, this person needs my help. And then to help people get started, you start by questions. And it's kind of along the lines of, first of all, is this person going to accept, your engagement? Can I help you? Can you tell me a little bit about what you're dealing with, or, whatever, to get that interrogative going? Because when you have the person who's in that dark place starting to talk, that starts to be the initial steps in motion and movement to have a chance, and then you just keep asking questions until you feel that you're in this position where you're convinced that this person is telling you basically that they want your help, need your help, and will take your help. So then we persuade them to, like with the veterans, to maybe right there when you're with them, to call the Veteran Crisis Hotline. Basically Brian Gibson has that, on his website, projectdiehard.org. And in the upper right-hand corner, it gives the number. It gives the helpful hint to press 1. And that's where veterans can talk to veterans. So even if we're not a veteran, we can ask that veteran if they would like us to call the Veteran Crisis Hotline and get another veteran on the line. And that if you did that, you'd be willing to hand them the phone and the two of them can talk as veterans. Would they like to do that? And then if they say yes, then you help them in the way that they've accepted, and you let them talk and you stick with them. Because the idea is you want to make sure that a veteran keeps going until they're referred to somebody who's in good care of them and in the professional and has the practice and, is the person that has predictable success in helping veterans out of suicide ideation. So question, persuade, refer. So as I'm talking here, again, we had Captain Adam come in. Denise Vargas is on standby. She's dealing with some other things at the same time. She's prepared to interact intermittently in the hours ahead with the 22-hour podcast. We have Maria Zaney here, who is very integral in the 65 minutes. It was started out as a 55-minute devotion with the Happy Neighborhood Project. There was so much heart pouring over, the hour poured over to 65 minutes. And we also have Justin Jones here.
And look at the monkey suit, Kurt.
Partnered up and was the foundational impetus of this. So the story here is that Jay Stoyan in October ran a drone ball drop, proposed in February to have a drone ball drop. Anna Marie and Emily were keeping with these discussions, and it went to Justin Jones, and Justin and Anna Maria decided to do more than just a drone ball drop. And oh my goodness, OMG, did it become more than a drone ball drop. It became an event, soup to nuts, everything we can do in a day in a 22-hour time period, 12 hours worth out of Wisconsin Dells, Wisconsin. Justin, you're there in the Wisconsin Dells, all gussied up, showing that you're serious about the task and mission at hand today. Justin, tell us more about it. What is going on? You're a great part of the way through the day with some hours ahead of you to finish it. But what's the status so far, and what do you feel you've accomplished? And what are you looking forward to in the hours ahead, Justin?
You look nice and spiffy, and you look nice and spiffy in your suit.
Yeah, I always try to, when it comes to certain things, I always try to have the professional look. With it being a first annual, and I'll probably be like this every year. I wanted to go a little bit more classical this year, but next year I'm gonna go a little bit more extreme because I'm a country boy, so I'll probably be in my cowboy boots, a cowboy hat, and everything like I usually am. But like that's where me and JR kind of sink in because I know JR wears cowboy hats. I do that in ball caps, but no, he's been good. Of course, Mother Nature's kind of played her part in it, but as any of y'all know, if you're prior military or you know somebody in the military, you adapt. It's all part of the. There's something that you're not going to be challenged in. One of them's life, for example. The challenge that we're facing today, the 20 today. I mean, it's a challenge, and that we're can try use the skills and the things we learned in our life and in the military and turn them back to the civilian sector where we can actually help our brothers and sisters. And of course, we right now, as I know, they're showing the Project 22 documentary. Of course, I've been filming a little bit today myself because some of y'all do, some of y'all don't know. I'm working on a docuseries and documentary on top of many other things, doing the stuff with the coalition as well. Recently found out that my paperwork went through and I'm going to be running for county mayor back home where I'm at. I just got myself doing so many things just to help fight. To me, this is just one piece of the puzzle for me to help fight against the 22 a day, to help my brothers and sisters. I'm going in every direction I possibly can because to me, I feel there's not enough that I could do. Like, I know there's so much more I could do, but what I've learned through my battles with PTSD and stuff is that you don't want to overdo yourself. You don't want to overwhelm yourself. Put in what you can deal with, and that's the part that sucks. I wish there was like a millions of me so I could just sit there and like, okay, everybody, here's your mission, do your thing. But I'm just trying to make sure that the 22, which is more like 37 now, that number starts to go down because we shouldn't be doubling our numbers. I'm looking forward to the dinner tonight because I'm pretty sure, I think it's a choice between chicken and prime rib. And of course, I'm a prime rib kind of guy. You know, us country boys like some good food. We like our chicken too, but prime rib's like a Southern delicacy, I guess, for the better lack of terms. But no, then we're going to have Candace Asher She's going to be performing after the gala / dinner. Of course, we'll have people speaking. Me, one of them. Most people was like, do you got your, what is it called? You got your speech, which, Zach knows me well. Kurt, they know me well. I don't like being scripted. I like speaking from the heart. I might jumble a little bit of it, but to me, I'd rather do that and be heartfelt than I just like doing it. I'm a crunch time person. I prefer doing it, when the pressure's, the greatest, because that I feel when I'm challenged, for some apparent reason, when I'm challenged these days, instead of falling, just go at it with that military mentality. Just keep moving forward.
All right. Thank
How
you.
y'all doing this? How y'all doing this evening?
All right. So, Maria, I want to give you a chance. You're very passionate in this. It's part of your workspace, your wheelhouse, and
Yeah,
go ahead and give some commentary. What do you have?
yeah, certainly. You guys know what I actually do, so I can't comment on here, but I do a lot. I'm the head of welfare for a global organization. In that global organization, we have ex-military veterans that join the fight to fight human trafficking. Lots of other things. I can't discuss what we do due to what was discussed, but we do what we do, and we say what we say. The reason why I'm here is I've got team members that are ex-veterans. If I did not come to support them, what type of person would I be? What type of human being would I be? The numbers are 37. The number should be 0. There should no one, civilian or non-civilian or army, should not be feeling that dark, should not be feeling that way about it. They shouldn't be feeling the way that they are feeling. And if I can do anything across the globe to stop them from feeling that way, if I can help people who have disabilities be challenged but be empowered, that is my passion. If I can put a roof over somebody's head, that's my passion. If I can save somebody's life, that's my passion. If I can create jobs, that's my passion. If I can create documentaries that show truly what it's all about, truly what we are doing here, and that's my passion. And you've met who I work for. He created an organization to work on the United Nations, and the stuff I see, Zach, Justin, Emily, it's not pleasant. I can tell you that. It's not pleasant. And this has been really challenging and really triggering, because I've got PTSD. I have employees who are ex-veterans. If I do not care for them, what type of person would I be? It's really, really, and I love you to bits. And my CEO, he saw in me what you saw. He saw somebody that was committed, somebody that was passionate, that wants to be able to help save lives. That's it. Bottom dollar. It's not about me. It's about them. It's about the people I serve and the community I serve. How can I best them? Also, I'm passionate about disability rights. I'm passionate about people who have different disabilities. For example, I have autism, I have ADHD, I have dyslexia, but a lot of veterans that come over back home have disabilities, and their life has changed. But when they're overseas and with a combat unit, they have family, so they can talk to each other. But then when they come home and back to civilization, they don't have that camaraderie. They don't have, your fellow brother and sister that understands what they've been through. You can empathize, but until you've been through until you've been in their shoes, and still you're being on that, and still you're going through that door with them, you can never understand. The guys that I help and support, they go through doors. They go through doors across the globe to rescue human trafficking victims, to rescue children, to rescue people that need to be rescued, to support people that need to be supported. And I'm truly passionate about creating homes for them. I'm truly passionate about making them believe in themselves. I'm truly passionate about creating jobs and employment. I'm truly passionate about putting the word around that these veterans have leadership qualities that they should be recognized for. They should be supported. They should be encouraged. We should be holding their hand. We should give them hope. They don't want handouts. They want the ability to be able to. They want the ability to be able to provide for themselves. The ability to get back on their feet by having Project I had and things like that in place, and Operation Onwards and Upwards. They're doing that, and the Sixth Coalition. Why not make it another 6? Why not make it 12? Why not make it 30 non-profits banding together? Why? Why not? The more people that band together, the more you can help. The more you can help, the more you can support. The more you can support, the more you can change. And I'm truly passionate about disability rights. I live the way I am. If I do see things that I'm not happy about as a disability rights advisor or an autism advisor, or someone is being bullied because of my PTSD, or I feel I do stand up. It's just not me being rude. It's just me protecting someone. Because as a head of welfare and well-being, that's my job. That's my role. And if I don't do that, then I'm not happy. It just doesn't make me feel happy. And it's important that I make everybody feel empowered and feel loved. And Emily does a fantastic job. Zach's doing you're doing a fantastic job. But Emily is just outstanding. I just want to praise her for what she does. She's outstanding and such an outstanding person and a lovely human being. She doesn't like to be in the limelight. Normally she doesn't come on camera. So I like to throw her under the bus, like we say in Scotland, and shine a light on her and give space to her. But she started the non-profit, HMP non-profit. That was her. You started the HMP Ability Group, and HMP Veterans Group. It's all about supporting, loving, and enjoy, and working with each other and making a better place. That's what it's all about.
Excellent. So I'm going to take this opportunity to share a little bit of what we do at the Happy Neighborhood Project, where Denise, Maria, and I met, and Emily was also able to meet them through HMP. So it's a little bit of Happy Neighborhood Project family, according to our leader here, Diva. DE of Denise, VA of Vargas, Denise Vargas, known to me as Diva. And we're going to make that a thing. You know, Denise is going to be famous all around the world as Diva, and it's going to be like Madonna or, Prince or, all these people, iconic figures that are just, one word names, single name individuals. You just say Diva, everybody knows who we're talking about. So this is Denise Vargas. And today we have a Club 100 meeting. So I'm going to lean on you, Diva, because you are a newfound board of director for the Happy Co-op, and you are showcasing International Day of Happiness. I propose it today as if people are struggling to find a thing they can do for the veteran community, is let's get into the veteran community and let's get invites out there like crazy madness. like the Mardi Gras of the International Day of Happiness, and just get veterans to March 18th on that Friday. And let's watch the magic happen where it does great favor to veterans who are dealing with things. Because Edwin was just on with us an hour and a half ago, and he was talking about his story, how he had an individual who was in suicide ideation, and gave him a call and thanked him because Edwin was interviewing 1,000 people. This one person was one of those 1,000 people. And Edwin said that, it was what this individual did, thanking him, and that conversation they were able to have that Edwin was not intending to have. He was intending to do the 1,000 interviews anonymously. One individual persisted, shared the story about how his life was in trouble, in a dark place, seeing a psychologist, psychology appointments failing. I mean, everything looking like the guy was not going to be with us. And Edwin was there and had the right approach and had the interactions, did the listening, longest interview he had of the thousands. But it's the type of story that built the I Am Happy Project, which grew to recognition by the United Nations for his work in spreading happiness around the world, reaching tens of thousands of people and double-digit numbers of countries. And it's just amazing. And we've been able to be introduced to it basically through the International Day of Happiness, March 2020. With COVID, it was all virtual. And this whole virtual approach to what those folks were doing in Sacramento opened this whole thing up, and it blew up to thousands of people under the Happy Neighborhood Project, where we all come in. And I met 2,000 people myself, just through the Happy Neighborhood Project alone, on LinkedIn alone. Just be able to look at LinkedIn, like what's been happening for a year and a half with Kurt Roscoff and the crew. So Denise, tell us a little bit more about Club 100, International Day of Happiness, the Happy Co-op, Happy Neighborhood Project. What was going on in your life before you got introduced to all this? Now you're a board member. I mean, there's a lot of nuggets in this, Denise. So Diva, take it away.
Wow. Well, first, let's start off with how I got to H&P. It was really serendipity, a happy accident. I normally was not a LinkedIn person, but there's one particular day, and I always say it's the universe coming together, working its magic, and bringing us together. Because I was on LinkedIn this particular day, and I'm scrolling, and I see this little purple circle, and I said, And then I saw Happy Neighborhood Project. And I always tell people happiness is in my DNA. And so when I saw it, I'm like, let me check it out. I had looked at his TED Talk. I went to a networking event. Matter of fact, the very first networking event I went to was the International Day of Happiness. I fell in love with Edwin Edberry and his mission and the amazing people at H&P. I very quickly became a verified happy business, became a member. I went to a few different events, became a co-host, became a captain, and I am so honored to be part of the board of with 5 other amazing people. And it's Club 100 is something that Edwin, in his amazing wisdom to continue to grow happiness, decided, let's grow the Happy Co-op. And the Happy Co-op is composed now. Oh, wow, it's almost 2,000 members at this point. And by the way, it's free to join. So I do hope that anyone listening today and watching this, I'm sure that we will be putting some links in the chat for people to go ahead and register for these amazing events. But the Club 100, we want to grow it to over 10,000 members. And the reason for that is because we want to be the biggest networking organization there is. Right now, we're trying to beat a world record that's held in Belgium right now of 1,068 speed networkers. And we want to surpass that number. But can you imagine, and Edwin's theme of the year word is imagine, because can you imagine what we can do when we have 10,000 members, not just for HNP and to grow our businesses, but can you imagine how many people we can help? How many of us can come together to support our vets? Like, how much can we do at that point when we're all together? And the International Day of Happiness, actually I have it up there on the screen. You can just hold up your phone. Excuse me, just hold up your phone and scan that code. We'd love to have you there. It is such an amazing event. We have unbelievable speakers. We're going to have giveaways. We're going to have speed networking. We're going to have this thing called laughing yoga, where I got to tell you, you got to fake laugh for a little bit. By the end of that session, you will really be laughing. And that energy that you're going to feel shifting inside of you when you're laughing with over 1,000 people, you're going to be able to do anything at that point. And we're going to be here for you every step of the way. Like I said before, we love you. We got you. And you got this.
Thank you, Diva. Well said. And so yeah, absolutely, everybody. It's a free, happy business networking community, the happiest place on earth for business people. The Happy Neighborhood Project, born out of the I Am Happy Project, which still exists. You can still do your Googles, find all of this out there. The active events are under the Happy Neighborhood Project, facilitated in part and large majority now through the Happy Co-op, and Diva, Denise Vargas, one of the 6 board members to the Happy Co-op. Fresh news from the end of the week last week. So thank you for your service, Denise, and what you continue to do. And in the last program, Denise, I referred to your video. Excellent video you produced. I know I had you on the spot the last hour too, and we're taking the approach of making it available in post-production or whatever, but we are going to be continuing in this compassionate citizen segment of the 22-hour podcast until 5:30 Eastern. So if there is something, Denise, where you want to show that video in the next half hour, I welcome that. Or if it's easier to do it in post-production, all good. But I do want to funnel people to that video. Justin, you are grabbing your phone. Anything else you want to update on, Justin? I know the documentary was going behind you. Feel free to take the mic if you got something going there, Justin.
Yeah, we got the documentary going in the background. I'm sitting over here talking to some of our fellow people that's been in a meeting. It's kind of nice to finally actually meet the people we talked to over these. So, but no, right now we're just finishing up this. Everybody's getting snazzy and stuff, getting ready for the gala / dinner. I'm not gonna lie. I just know I've heard of galas.
Hold on. Can you see how great he looks? Doesn't he look good?
Yeah, he does look good. Yeah, good representative there. What an ambassador. Nice.
But no, I've seen this before, but I actually like watching it. It's kind of nice. It is a tearjerker, especially the first time. But I mean, the message is the same. They were some of the first people to really get nationally recognized as trying to bring awareness to it. And they made a lot of good friends along the way. And that's kind of the beauty of what we do. Granted, we're, trying to do a mission, but along that mission, you meet all these unique, great individuals with different skill sets from all over the world, regardless of, religion, race, disability. Anyway, we don't care about that. It's a family. It's a big old family. And it's just humbling to have all these people that are so involved, but also very dedicated, and they just care enough to sit there and be with us today. So, I'm humbled by everybody that's been a part of it, and just trying to, like I said earlier, just trying to get the curve and take that number down, because we shouldn't be doubling it at all. But yeah, I got to do a speech later, but like I was telling them earlier, I'm more of a unscripted person. I like to go straight from the heart. I might stutter a little bit here and there, but at least it's coming straight. You know, I always like crunch time stuff. I'm better when I'm feeling challenged, and honestly, a script's not challenging enough. To me, I like to just go by the what do they call that? Go by the fly or something.
The seat
The seat of your
Go by the
pants.
seat. Thank you. Go by the seat of your pants. Because I think I strive better when it's like crunch time is what we called it in college. But yeah, enjoying it. Got a nice big screen. I wish I could have one of these at my house. That would be awesome to watch football games and movies on. And my son would probably play video games on it too. But no, everything's going good here. It's still snowing, even though it don't show it on the map, which is weird. But hey, welcome to Wisconsin, right?
That's right. You're glad you traveled in to catch it, right?
I see. I don't like that. Like I said, I absolutely love snow. Me and my son are both huge fans of snow. But the cold is that's what gets me here. Expect like it's not too bad. I mean, it's cold. Don't get me wrong, but it's when the wind picks up with the cold up here. Woo! Last night, and I was right by. Where I was staying is by a lake, like it's literally lakeside, and man. And then, of course, I seen people driving out on ice and stuff, and I'm like, y'all do that? I'm staying right here on land.
There we go. Good stuff, Justin. Way to go. So yeah, again, I keep thinking about, what if you and Dr. B didn't have that conversation months past and, get this ignited and going. I don't know what the exact number is of our roster, but I just feel like we got 22 people that if we really thanked everybody, I'm thinking the list is at least 22 people strong that made today possible type of thing, led by you and Dr. B. So thank you for everything you've done and are doing and will continue to do. And with VWAS, Veteran and Warriors One-Stop Shop. So we keep going with the story here.
I'll just say this to finish out, and I'll let y'all go. Be ready for next year, y'all. Next year is going to be epic. So stay tuned, y'all. Y'all take care. God bless y'all. Thank you, everybody.
God
Yep.
bless.
Thank you, Justin. Have a good
Justin,
program.
Say hi to everybody for me. And Maria,
will.
Ray, Ashley.
Will
Whoever.
do. Y'all take care.
Yep, you too, Justin. So there you go. Mark your calendars, ladies and gentlemen. Get out those cell phones, those smartphones, pull up the calendar, pull up February 22nd, 2023, 2/22/23. Next year's event, Justin is promising a knockout performance next year, just taking this whole thing to a grand, whole new level. Remember, we started from zero and you're getting what we produced in a matter of a couple months. Imagine what we can do in 12 months for February 22nd, 2023. And to get a little deeper into, kind of where this is coming from and the realm it goes to. Again, Denise, you have a video that you prepared, and I think it really just sets the direction of kind of what we're trying to culminate and how people can play a role and, really do work that speaks to veterans. So Denise, are you ready to roll, or do you need Emily's help to do this? Or
Yep. Let me just pull it up. Give me 1 second.
all right. So again, Denise at livecreativelyinc.com, a life coach able to do career coaching. And so that's where we really got to collaborating, is on the career coaching side. There was a career fair, job fair, employment resource fair this morning, with where you saw Justin there at the Kalahari Resort in the Dells. Our founder of Onward and Upward, Dr. B, very passionate about helping veterans and warriors get employment, to go from that job of being active duty to entering the civilian realm and then getting hired by a company or whatever job they're seeking, or even build an enterprise, a business like we keep talking about at the Happy Neighborhood Project. So Denise created a nice video here narrated, with the words displayed. It's kind of like putting lyrics of a song up, but it's just a song from the heart. I was on an event that I think it was called Sing Your Heart Song. So it's almost like Denise was singing her heart song with this display narrated by her voice. And so how are we doing on the screen share? You having difficulty?
We're good to go.
All right, let's roll it. Roll the clip.
Okay. From military to civilian. Now what? If you are at a loss or struggling to figure out what to do with your life after years of serving your country, let me help you redesign your life. Design the life you want. We all want independence, self-worth, and a sense of purpose. We want supportive relationships, both at work and in our personal lives. When life feels unfulfilled, tedious, or incomplete, then you need to redesign it to create the life you want. Anything that holds value in life requires time, effort, mindset, and accountability. Become the person you want to be and live the life you want. Build your confidence. Change your thinking habits and make lifestyle modifications that empower you. Live life on your own terms. Be independently successful. When opportunity knocks, welcome it. Be passionate and creative. Be guided by your instincts and beliefs. Be open to discovering new possibilities. Be empowered by your unique abilities and gifts that you bring to the world. Be focused and motivated to bring your desires to fruition. You can wake up every day knowing that what you have to offer the world is important, valuable, and inspiring to others. You can be doing work that makes you happy, energized, and fulfilled. You can have the emotional and financial freedom to live life on your own terms. You can leave a legacy that shows others that if you can overcome immense odds, they can too. It would be my honor to help you. Narrow down your many passions and bring them to life. Set realistic and attainable goals. Get focused and improve productivity. Build your confidence and eliminate fear. Transition to a new career path or dream up your first business plan. Fall in love with your creative self and live the life you've always dreamed of. All of this is possible. You just need an accountability partner, someone to help you strategize. Dream big. Redesign your life. Schedule a complimentary Redesign Your Life discovery session today. Call 516-382-8189 or email Denise at livecreativelyinc.com. Live creatively.
Excellent. Well done. That is, we're showing over and over and over and over again. I think everybody in HMP should be able to see that video. I don't know what you're all doing with your profile and the listings, but if you have a way to do a link that everybody, I think that really speaks to, the capacity you have, Denise, as a coach, and kind of where your heart's at. And just, even though being a life coach doesn't mean you got AV capabilities, all the stuff you do graphically, it's like you're a graphic artist turned life coach here. So it's good stuff. And when you say redesign your life, the way I look at it is, life is about being the best version of ourselves, and it's a lifelong craft. So to me, every day there's a dawn of a new day every day. And if we're fortunate to, wake up and have that day available to us, it kind of gets me thinking right away of Edwin and Helen's saying of not letting the past or the future rob us of the present. And so if we just really think of, waking up and, thinking about what the day could be and be ready to shift. I mean, I bet you if we talked to Emily here about, she woke up this morning. Emily, I want you to tell this audience, how many times during today did you redesign your day because you had 22 different things thrown at you and you had to change directions? I know I had 8 of them myself that I dished out to you, that you had to change course and be like, all right, Emily, we need this to happen. How many times did that happen to you today? I'm guessing it's probably like 22 times.
I don't know. I haven't kept track, but it's been quite a few.
Yeah, right. When is the last time?
I think it might be more than I can handle at the moment. But
when is the last time you stepped outside and got a breath of fresh air?
Probably yesterday.
All right, Emily, mute yourself. Just walk away from the camera, get what you need to get outside, even if it's just stepping outside the door. Get outside and look at the outdoors, look out for some trees and whatever, and rejuvenate yourself and take the time. We've got time. Zach has us at the controls here for another 15 minutes. So before Zach comes back and needs you again, take a break, Emily. Denise and I have this covered, right, Diva?
We got you, babe. We got you.
So take a break. I don't care what's in front of you. We'll regroup in 15 minutes and we'll need you in 15. So don't go too far away, but take a break.
Don't go very far away.
All right. Enjoy, Emily. Take some minutes for yourself because there's a long set of hours ahead of us. So take a breather.
Yeah.
There we go. So, all right, Diva, I just committed you to get me through this for the next 15 minutes. It's a little something of the old Rob Peter to pay Paul was Rob Diva to pay Emily. So,
Hey,
so here you go.
I'm here.
All right. You had said that that you're loosely for the next 2.5 hours, maybe 3 hours, with a break, like you got to have a break too. I think we scheduled in a mandatory break for you at 8 Eastern.
Yeah.
Well, and then there's the Club 100 meeting. So you're going to be going to Club 100.
I will be there. Absolutely. So it's funny because I started, for those that don't know me, I am a super night owl, but I have been so busy lately that I've actually been going to bed. Now everyone's going to laugh when they hear this. But I've been going to bed earlier than my norm. And when I say earlier, I've been going to bed like 3, 4. But today I went to
3 or 4 a.m. folks.
A.m. exactly. That's my norm. I don't normally get to bed before 3. But today I was on with Zach at 5 a.m. doing his podcast. We had such a great time. And, and the beauty of, even though, yeah, we're going, and we're busy, when you are busy doing what you love, oh my gosh, time just flies by. Before I knew it, after I was done with the podcast, I was still watching on Facebook and commenting and chatting with other people while we're watching the podcast. And before I knew it, was like, oh my gosh, it's 7:30 in the morning. So by the time I got to bed and did all of that and went to sleep, it was already like about 8:30. So the sun was already well out. But yeah, but it's all good. And when you love what you do, like I said, it's not work. Me being here with you and Emily and Zach and everybody else today, it was just hanging out, right? Just us being together and just chatting.
All right. So we know Aaron Justice is doing one of his master classes, social media tips, tricks, and hacks for social media, which is instructive for our supporting audience here today. Because if folks know these social media practices, part of our success today is all about social media. It is our best approach to say that we're trying to reach folks at home, the professionals, people in their faith communities, people in their Lions, Kiwanis, Rotary clubs, whatever service organizations out there, government agencies, and people doing all the fun stuff, being on sports teams and whatever. How do we reach them? Right now we're live on Facebook, through what Emily is doing. I think she also has a YouTube video going. We're recorded for Transform You Media Network, which is known for premium podcasts and films. We were talking in the last HMP Supporting Veterans Masterclass about doing more films on this, taking this to Hollywood more than it already is. And so we got a lot of Imagineering going, and this is all in Maria's wheelhouse. She's coming back on. She must have had to take a break, or her technology sometimes, needs to take a break. But Denise, are you going to Aaron Justice's masterclass? We're going to put you on the spot.
I am. I've been to that class several times already, but it seems like every time I go, I learn something new. He always has some new tip or trick or hack that he teaches us. And it's another great way to really grow your following, right? Grow your social media status. And hey, maybe even become an influencer, right? And once you're an influencer, how many more people can you help? I mean, imagine that, right? The magical word of the year, imagine.
Absolutely. So, I just heard when he was talking about Hollywood, Kurt, I thought, Captain Kurt, oh yeah, like Starship Enterprise talking about Hollywood. So I thought I had to interject and come in and say the reason why I'm really passionate about its veterans is military veterans. They can do anything they want. There's so many, there is a demand for crew and talent right now across the globe. We're understaffed, so why not reach out to its military veterans? The leadership skills that they have, they can absolutely be integral in films, especially for locations, especially for moving from set to set. They are a master of that. So I don't understand, me personally don't understand. There's more and more places that are doing that. For CBS are doing that. There's more organizations. Amazon do a lot for the military veterans, absolutely. But it just shouldn't be down to Amazon. It shouldn't be down to Disney. It should be down to every single business across the globe. And also for disability. And Denise, you know how passionate I am about disability. I school people And I've told people in HMP Ability about disability, and I don't mean to. It's just my passion, and it's about respect and mutual respect for like people with, I don't like the word disability, enablement. That's what I like to use, enablement. And like you, Denise, like you, I have like also a bone disorder. I've had numerous really painful interventions. I was 17, I was knocked down by a drunk driver and given less rights. And my mum was told I wouldn't survive, and I've survived. Then I ended up getting attacked when I was much older. I survived that. Then I ended up getting sepsis. I survived that, and now I've got long COVID. I'm surviving that. Not really, but hey-ho. But that's the reason why I'm here, is because I understand about PTSD. I understand about mental health. I live through it every day of my life because of like a lot of trauma that I've been through. You know that, Denise. Some of the comments that we get called, for example, we get called handicapped and things like that. But we don't use that word here in the UK. It's actually banned. But in America, it's a common word. And for me, it's disgraceful that somebody that's disabled due to a combat injury is demeaned and called names. You shouldn't call people names. They're human beings. Don't use that word. Don't use that word. It's just degrading. Why use that word? I don't even like having that word come out of my mouth. But the reason why I'm saying that word, that is insulting to people with disabilities. You don't know what that person has been through. You don't know what traumatic journey. Every single one of us has a disability. Every single one of us will have a disability at one point in our lifetime. And disability does not define you. You define you. And I remember you. I love what you're now taking this thing I said to you. Disability is a full-time job, and you love that because it is. It's a full-time job, and people with disabilities, we are leaders. We have leadership skills because we have to navigate everything. And Hollywood now are being more inclusive. Yes, it's taken a long time, but there is more out there for ex-military veterans. There's a lot more programs out there. The one I love is, which I'm promoting, is the Ramsgate International Film Festival has the Fight Back Awards that is honouring ex-military veterans who have PTSD. You don't have to have PTSD, you just need to be an ex-military veteran. Then you can have your story out there. The more stories that we have out there, the more they say, I'm watching you, I see you, you matter. The more we can say to people, you matter, you're not alone, I'll hold your hand. And that's how somebody that's a welfare champion, it's really important, Denise. You would agree to that. It's really important to reach out and hold somebody's hand. What do you think, Denise?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And as you was talking about, words that are banned in the UK that should be banned here in the US as well?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that word should be banned completely. It's really weird. Like in the US, there's things that we would never say in the UK, and vice versa. But I think that word should universally be banned. It's just wrong in all levels, and I hate that word. I'm like, Denise, let's make a pact. We're going to change the world and go to the United Nations and say, ban that word.
Ban that word. Yeah. And it's been interesting because we all talk about disabilities, and the word disability means an inability to do something. But I'd really love for the world to just have a different mindset and change the vocabulary. And rather than say disability, why not just say people with unique abilities, right? Because we all have something that we can contribute to the world.
Absolutely. But I like the United Nations use the word enabled. Enable people. I love that word because you're enabling people. And people who have in our community, they need special accommodation or reasonable adjustment. It's a law. It's their right to have that. They're not asking anything that they're not entitled to. And by you denying that as an employee, or let's say, for example, you have an employee that volunteers for you, and they have either an intellectual disability, or I hate that word, or hidden, I hate that word. If you don't provide reasonable accommodation for them, even if they're voluntary, that's not right. You have to provide accommodations, because it's my belief it's society that stops us. It's not medical. You can go. You are an example. You can achieve anything. It's inner willpower, and I want to give your inner willpower and my inner willpower to other people. Just say, look, these two women are doing it. Let's enable people. Let's give hope to people. Let's say, yeah, okay. And that's why I'm passionate about like film and TV, to be a catalyst of change, to change the dynamics of the industry. That's why I'm passionate about doing that. I'm passionate about getting talent behind the screens, in the front of the screens, who are from our community, and putting them out there to say, yeah, for example, like people who are deaf, I don't class them as a disability. They have the unique language. Look at Mally Matlin, and that man who's now he's on to get a potential Oscar for the best supporting actor. And that's the first time in history. Why is it taking so long for someone to give him that accolade? It shouldn't be like that, and it shouldn't be that long. And what I'm passionate about is mindfulness and well-being in the TV industry, in the film industry. Denise, the mental health crisis is really bad. 87% have mental health issues in the UK. And the UK average is 65%. That's even too high. This is pre-COVID. Put COVID on top, put everything on top of that. So it's really important that we are mindful of that, because long COVID is now a disability. Long COVID, a lot of people who, like you and I, have weak immune systems, and we really need people to be conscious of that and be mindful of that. It doesn't matter if they're vaccinated or not, but be mindful of people who have low immune systems, especially from ex-veterans who come back with traumatic injuries. And I think it's really important that you be mindful of that. We all be mindful of that. And so that's how I'm passionate, because they may have a brain injury, trauma, they may be having hearing loss, they may have lost a limb, they may have had to have lots of surgery, they may be missing benefits, not insurance so much, and that impacts the family as well, and that family needs support as well. So come together as a collective, see how can we impact them into a positivity. And so you're not alone. We see you, we help you, we are for you, we are here for you. And that's the message that I want to present with like the programs that I'm developing myself personally, and that I will hopefully be platforming and to say change the narrative and put soldiers in films made by military, for military, and so people get to see exactly and give the respect that they're due. I don't believe in war. I hate violence. As I said to Sat before, I've never held a gun in my life. I don't want to hold a gun. Don't save me. I can't swim because water scares me. So I'm quite scared. But I think it's not about that. It's about now the military and the armed forces are now more in a peacekeeping role. And what's happening across in Europe is quite frightening right now. So we have to be mindful of that. We have COVID right now. It's not over. And before, there's so much things that are going on. And if you can then put the fact if you're an ex-veteran and you're homeless, you don't have a board, how can you get a job? That's why I love Onward and Upward, what they're doing and helping them get a job, get a computer, they have 6 month placement, they can find their feet. And that's why I love Project Young Heart. It's a place of safety that they can rebuild their life, but with people who know what they're going, who have been through what they've been through, and understanding that. Now, there's more deaths in the US, say, on the home front than in combat. Ever. That's scary. That frightens me. And the fact that maybe America does not understand it or realize that scares me even more. Because for me, 37 every single day, that breaks my heart. I know it breaks your heart, Denise. It breaks our heart. Because what about the families? What about the loved ones? What about their families and their generations could be, for example, lost? My father served in World War II. My grandfather served in World War I, but he was underage, but he served. But he told my father he never got over what he saw, because that was a great war. And we have to be mindful that in the UK, we did have mental health services back in the Second World War. After the First World War, we did have that. We had to, because it was so really bad, and so many lives lost in that Great War. And then after the Great War, you had the flu. That flu that took 50 million people. Obviously, that is then going to cause your emotional impact. Now you've got COVID. A lot of people have been losing on COVID. But if you're, let's say, for example, you're homeless and you're an ex-vet and you're self-medicating of that, you could be, you could get COVID. It's very, very easy, and no one in this day and age should be without a home. It's their choice what type of home they have, but you give them dwelling, give them home, give them hope, give them love, give them gratitude, give them I see you. So it's really, really important that we get that message and get more filmmakers and producers, directors, media on this and understand we need this to be aired across the globe, to say, look at what I was saying to Kurt. What about if it's just six? What about another six coalition come together? What about another and another, 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 another? Because if you are on your own, just on your own, you feel too much. It's over. It's just over. It's too much. But if you come with a team and you've got like what Anna Maria did, you can then help each other to help each other out, and you can self-determine what you want to be and self-determine. Because any project that I do, I don't dictate anything. I ask what you want. How can I be of service to you? How can we work together? Because like USAID, for example, there's so many partner organizations that you can find that are ethical and philanthropic, but it's finding those people is hard, and knowing where to look can be hard and challenging, but that's what I want to do. And I want to go across the globe and have a look, how can I make the world better? Not for me, it's never been about me, it's for them. How can I serve them? How can I give back to them? How can we be of service? And if I'm in the UK, okay, but my uncle served in America, He went over, my aunt fell in love and went over to America in Boston. So all my family in Boston, I've never been to Boston, but all my family in Boston. So I've probably got some Irish in me. I've definitely got Scottish, I've got Italian, but it's about having passion and being ethical, being honest, and being true to yourself.
Beautiful. Beautifully said.
Yep. So we're going to do a little housekeeping here. We have a syndication set up of these things with Transforming Media Network. We ran a little over time on our recording, but that's okay. It's a big day. And just like with the HMP event, we ended up running 10 minutes long. And that's just the kind of day it is. Hearts flowing over, time flowing over. But again, for those of you on the Transforming Media Network side, we appreciate everything you do to support that and our collaborative effort with the World of Ability Podcast Network, evolving now to, with Zach Clayton, the Pact channel. And so we just have this growing and growing and growing here. And we know, Denise, you're evolving Creative Conversations, and so we just keep budding and blooming and blossoming, and just beautiful stuff happening here with everything we do. Thank you, Emily, for everything you do as podcast engineer, co-producer, co-host, and co-worker, just coordinated. And so Maria, thanks for everything you bring in here to contribute to the conversation and all of your life perspective and expertise, and Steve, everything you do with helping us redesign our lives and living creatively. And so with that, we'll say goodbye to Transform Your Media Network, and we'll be continuing here on live stream with social media that Emily will keep going. But Emily, go ahead and drop us to finish that syndication package. And so here we are, still live streaming with all of you on. Emily, are we really on Facebook, or is it switched over to YouTube now?
It's it's YouTube. I don't know how long the Facebook thing lasted.
Yeah, but we use
it's for sure on YouTube.
Yeah, so we use Facebook to help guide people to this YouTube link. And so Emily, what's the housekeeping on Zach fired up from his side for the 22-hour podcast? He's got something going over there. But in terms of people tuning in to communitypayitforward.us with the ACT, facebook.com/PACT, PACT, PACT nonprofit, facebook.com/PACT nonprofit. What else do people need to know, Emily, to follow the remainder of Zach's work and what we're all doing to continue this last part of the day for the 22-hour podcast show that he's doing over there? What else do people need to know?
I think those are the main things. Other than if they wanted, we could maybe give either the Calendly link or the StreamYard link if they were going to come on at all. But yeah, I think the main thing is about the. I know I've gotten quite a few comments through that Facebook page, because it shows up in StreamYard. So if you go there to see any of it while it's going on, I think that might be the best place to do that.
Okay, so let's leave the StreamYard for our follow-up as people contact us, and that can be our reaction as people show interest and we know who they are. The Calendly link, though, I would say we can go ahead and share the Calendly link. Can you verbalize that for us, Emily? How do people find that Calendly scheduling feature? Do you have it handy or no? You're looking for it?
It'll take me a second to find it.
All right. So as she's looking for that diva, what do you have from your corner? There's four of us. This is cool. It's like we got the Emily corner, the Maria corner, and in this corner we got Diva. So Diva, what you got?
You know, I just really always like ending with, stay happy, stay positive, and always live creatively. But today, I want to add one more thing. And that all of us, we all have challenges. And, we need to learn and have that mindset of how can we pivot? How can we just really learn to love ourselves, even with the challenges, with the pain, with the hurt, with just so many things that go on within ourselves. Just find those people that are your tribe, because we all have a tribe. And
I'm sorry, I've got to go because I've got to go to another live stream. Sorry, I do apologize.
No worries. Bye. Thank you.
Thanks, Maria.
So yeah, we are your tribe, and we're here for you.
Awesome. So Emily, how did you do?
I meant to say something to Maria. I got a message from Teresa Tong, asking what Maria's last name was, because she wanted to connect with Maria. So I was just gonna say something to Maria about that, but I gave Teresa Maria's LinkedIn profile and whatever, so it's not a huge deal that I said something, but I was just going to, just because. But anyway, as far as Zach's Calendly, it's calendly.com /fundraising -program. So calendly.com /fundraising -program.
So there you go, folks. Go ahead to that calendly.com /fundraising -program and go ahead and take a look at signing up to help Zach out, finish the 22 hours of podcasting off with a bang. And I'm actually going to the Calendly link as well on my side to take a look to see what we got to do to fill in all his slots. Let's jam it up. Let's get him more response than he bargained for. A little bit of a podcast brigade here, a flash mob. Wouldn't that be cool to have like a flash mob coming into his podcast event?
Yeah, we have another 5 hours. Or
5 hours. Give me 5.
Or maybe 7 hours. I think he was going to midnight, right? So maybe it's 7.
Well, midnight, which time? Is that mountain time?
I'm not even sure, but there's quite a few hours left. So like a couple hours ago, he said there was like 10 hours left.
Yeah,
about 10. So.
And if folks are not interested in the podcast side, I see on this Calendly link, he's got an opportunity to just get in consultation with him and to have a separate conversation offline, so to speak. I see it goes for our time zone to the 23rd. I show 9:30 p.m. Central, 8:30 p.m. his time is open, 11:30 p.m. Central, 10:30 p.m. his time. So Denise, for you Eastern, that's 10:30 and 12:30 a.m. Your time. And as far as it coming into the 23rd, I think it's because it goes past midnight our time. Oh, it shows 12 a.m. Our time Central. So 1 a.m. by you, Denise. If you got trouble sleeping or whatever, he can put you to sleep.
If you can't fall asleep before 1 a.m.
So let's get that out there far and wide with the HMP events. If we can let our friends at the Happy Neighborhood Project know. I would like to see those times filled up and off the slate, and be able to switch over to just having a few hours of just driving people to watch and comment, react, and let's get involved with this thing, whether we're live streaming with them or doing the comments. The comments come in available to him on StreamYard, that he can push comments over to the live stream. So many ways to participate here. Let's do it. Let's support our brother Zach, and just kind of really warm his heart with how people responded. Let's not leave these times vacant. I think if we're worth our weight in salt, ladies, and everybody out there, compassionate citizens, let's be compassionate and say those 4 times showing on his calendar, let's all work together to fill them. He's working hard doing the live streaming. Let's be behind the scenes, his I was going to say posse, but tribe, his podcasting tribe. And, let's get those times filled. Let's call our friends, do social media, let people know about the Calendly link. And then through that, they will be able to get the StreamYard and talking to us. Again, my name is Kurt Roskoff. I'm an ambassador with the Disability Channel. Got started through Ability MK Now. You can email me at abilitymknow@gmail, and also with the Disability Channel, Kurt, K-U-R-T, at thedisabilitychannel.us. And my phone number to call and text me is 262-372-1SKI. 262-372-1754. Do your Googles on me. LinkedIn is linkedin.com/hey Kurt, HEYKURT. So however you can find me. I crave attention. If you provide, you're my newest best friend. So here we go. But here I am with 2 of my best friends, Anemily. So the nickname Anemily and Diva. So here we are in compassionate citizen style. So we kind of did a split, keep yammering on about Facebook, but I hope to get people over to the other live streaming being done. Emily, I believe the banquet and the dance from the gala, I think is that all going to be live streamed, or did they already end the live streaming day for WOVA and all that stuff? You are muted if you're trying to talk to your audience. That's okay.
From my understanding, it was gonna go all day, but that could have changed. I don't know.
Well, let's at least see if before we go off live stream, let's see if we can find the WOVA information, figure out how to tell it to our audience here, and if that Zoom link is available for for Project 22 or whatever people can do to catch that wherever it's going out on social media, so support our Wisconsin Dells crew with Justin Jones, Dr. B. I think I was hearing Ashley's voice. I think she was the one that held up the phone.
Yeah, Ray is there.
So Ray and Ashley are both there as far as we know?
I know Ray is because I saw him. I haven't seen Ashley.
All right. I just figured that female voice holding the phone must have been Ashley, but maybe not. Because I know she was dealing with health challenges and whatever. So I don't know if she got healthy enough to be there. But while Emily's working on that, Diva, what else do you have since we're on live stream? You got the microphone.
International Day of Happiness.
Yes, the International Day of Happiness. Click that barcode right there, that QR code. Let's all make it happen. The International Day of Happiness. We do have so much fun that day. It's a few hours, but let me tell you, they're gonna go by so quickly, and you're gonna just have so much fun. So let's make this happen. And yeah, it's been an amazing day. An amazing day that started for me at 5 a.m. So love it, love it, love it. It's been amazing.
Yeah, 12 hours into it. Well, 5 a.m. for you was an hour ago. So you're 13 hours in as far as your day over there. For us, it's turning 5. And then again in a few minutes, if it's not open already, in a few minutes, we're We've got actually a couple things going on. Aaron Justice is doing social media tips, tricks, and hacks. You can go to happyneighborhoodproject.com, search for the events. In the events drop down, there's classes. Click on the classes, schedule the master classes, show this social media tips, tricks, and hacks class title. And that's where you can register. Through that registration process, you get the link. So Emily is putting on here the
That's the Zoom link that they were on today.
yeah, so basically the meeting ID for Zoom, go to zoom.us, put in the meeting ID to join 851-0905-4791. You can just leave your device logged in. If it doesn't come in, if it says please or wait for the host to start the meeting, or if nothing's going on, just be patient. I'm expecting that in the next 4 hours, there's going to be some podcasting going till 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern, in Zach's time, Mountain, 8 o'clock Mountain time. I'm guessing that's about when it's going to wrap up. I think the Zoom link was set up to go another half hour beyond that. I think it was set up to go, 9:30. I thought I saw the entry 9:30 Central, 10:30 Eastern, 8:30 Mountain, I think is what it was entered for when the link was set up. And the passcode is...
I'm not sure if I saw that or not, but
So
the event is scheduled to be done about 9 Central. So
yeah, so the meeting number again is 851-090 or zeros, 851-090-54791. Again, 851-090-54791. When you get into that right meeting ID, it'll ask you for the passcode. The password is capital S for save, lowercase a, lowercase v, lowercase e, the digit 2 to make it save 22 as a passcode, capitalized. And then again, you can be in touch with us if you have any issues connecting to that. And then Emily, how do people connect to WOVA? They're using that WOVA app. Is anything else happening in the hours ahead with WOVA, or is the WOVA day over? And you are muted for that.
this is why I say this mute button is going to be the end of me. I thought WOVA was going to be going the whole time too.
So to get the WOVA app, you go to whova.com. Is that how you get the app?
Yeah, I think.
Eva, are you using WOVA?
Never heard of WOVA. What is WOVA?
It's an event app. I learned about it participating in Madison's nonprofit day out of Madison, Wisconsin, and they reach people on an interstate basis. But I volunteered out there in Madison, and they use for their in-person events the WOVA app for all of their Collab for Good. Collab for Good uses WOVA app for their events. So it's one of these apps out there. Like we're using Hopin for the Happy Neighborhood Project. That's not an app, but it's still an event
Yeah,
tool.
it's basically like Hopin, like an event kind of a thing. But I'm not exactly for sure how it's said, but because I thought Anna Maria said something about that it was actually like Hoover. Is how
Hoover?
it's pronounced. Yeah. So I'm not really sure which
Hoover.
I'm not really sure which way it is.
WHOVA. It looks like Hoover. So yeah, maybe that's the correct way.
I'm not really sure. I'm just saying.
I'm more of a
for sure.
I'm more of a WOVA, thing. It's like almost like diva, WOVA, diva, So Emily, any insights on how to find this event on WOVA? You still searching away? All right. So there we go, folks. If we can't connect to the event, how are you? So we are going to keep this live streaming going until we solve this issue. Customer service happening live. This is Kurt representing the world asking Emily Gomer, putting her on the hot seat. You know, how do you connect to a Whova? WHOVA. So have fun while she's doing that. I might even go to Google's. Let's Google.
So while you're Googling, I just want to say one more thing, and then I'm going to have to pop off. But what I do want to say is that, you know, Kurt, Emily, you guys, you do so much. And, you know, you always give and give and give. And I just want everyone to know that, first of all, Kurt is one of the mentors at HMP, and he not only mentors his group of captains, but he just mentors everyone. He really is just there for everyone. And Miss Emily, girl, you are a rock star. You get everything going. And I know you were pulled in like a bazillion directions, but you are amazing. I love you guys so much. You're my family.
Yes, we are family. You know, my wife Sue likes the phrase the fam-damily. So you guys are like the fram-family or something. I don't know what to figure out what the jargon is there.
All right, well, big hug, lots of love. Give a big hug to my sister Sue and my little niece Alana. And I will talk to you all soon. Mwah.
All right.
Bye.
All right, we'll see you over. We'll be there soon with Aaron Justice and the crew. So we'll see you in minutes.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Steven.
All right, I have it there.
All right, spill it out. Give us the Whova.
Okay, so it's https://whova.com/portal/HGTS_2022.
Wait, start that again. After portal slash, what comes after portal slash?
HETS
Okay.
underscore 202203.
Okay, did I type that in right? Whova.com/portal/HETS, which looks like HETS, underscore 202203.
Yes.
All right.
I think that brings you up to where you can download the Whova app. But then if needed, here's the event access code as well. DOW, lowercase DOW, and then capital Z, and then lowercase UWI, the digit 9, lowercase y, and the digit 8.
Okay, so again, all lowercase. There's one capital Z in here, but if otherwise everything's lowercase. So DOW lowercase, capital Z, UWI lowercase, 9 lowercase y, the digit 8. And just as a visual here, I'm gonna copy and paste this. I'm gonna just go over the top of the URL. If you look at the URL bar up there, you'll see the UWI 9Y8 on the address bar right next to the G of Google. And then, so that's the code you want. So that's a code they need, Emily, for when they're using the web app or using the app store of the app and then getting into the event. That's like a passcode, event access code. So yeah, it looks like you and I are working with the same information. And then I hit escape to get us back to the Huva portal HETS 202203 link. That should be everything people need to participate in everything today. Available for 222 to Save 22, the 22-hour podcast. Further interactions that spawned from the HMP devotion to veterans, HMP supporting veterans with featured speaker Edwin Edeberry. So that's all available through this community. To catch that, you can go to facebook.com, search for Happy Neighborhood Project, HMP, find the company page. Basically, Aaron Justice live streamed it to the Happy Neighborhood Project HMP Facebook page. And if anybody has difficulty finding it, we're going to be continuing to do post-production to help people reference this stuff quick and easy. And you can always contact us for customer service on this. So Emily, what else you got?
To thank you for everybody who tuned in. Special thanks to those who were on with us. And also special thanks to Marcus Hart and the Transform You Media Network for allowing us to have this podcast on their platform. And we're here every Tuesday at 3 o'clock Central for this podcast. So if anybody is interested in being on it, just to let one of us know. I'll get you the link and other info. I think that's about it for the moment. And to please help us support our veterans and help combat military suicide. It'd be a big help if everybody could do that in some way, shape, or form. So I think that's all I have at the moment, Kurt.
Well, we'll let that be the last words. So thanks for sticking with us. Running overtime here, over an hour and a half of podcasting today. So it's this devoted, concerted effort, ambitious, not keeping up with Zach Clayton on 22 hours of podcasting, but we're happy to give it a little bit extra, at least get a little bit his direction, and appreciating Zach and the Pact channel for picking us up and simulcasting with us. And with that, we'll look forward to seeing you next time, and hopefully in the hours ahead. Remember, we're going past midnight here, Central Time and Eastern Time, and everywhere to the east. We run past midnight, and Zach's ambition is to go till midnight Mountain Time, where he's at out of Colorado. So for that, thanks for your support, and let's go. Let's keep working to save 22 lives today, February 22nd,